Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 5, I think, of Citizen Sleeper. Should be 5, right? I think it's 5. Yeah. Wait, is it? Yeah, it's 5. Episode 5. Alright. Yesterday we spoke to the Neovend and I know we did this thing over here. And there was so much stuff we did. I don't remember all of it. There was a lot of stuff that happened yesterday. So, yeah. Okay. Can't quite use that. Unless you want. Solid stabilizers good. Gotta go. 0-1. Can't do ones. So Memphis. Oh? Oh, great. Ethan just wants to speak. The compressor is quiet today. The usual crowds are elsewhere, and the pumping music washes over a handful of spacers and a few drugs. Ethan is still in the same stool and the same pool of light. His head is low, close to the bar, and the bartender is ignoring him. I'll approach him, why not? As you get closer, he lifts his head and turns. Sleeper. He turns to look at you. Time to pay up again, is it? He gestures to the bartender. Come here, take their chits. No more, Ethan. Ethan doesn't even look at you. He props his elbows on the bar and holds his head. Sleeper, it's been a long cycle. I do not care. Ethan lets out a long sigh. He rapidly rubs his eyes with his palms. You are right, he says quietly. This doesn't fun anymore. He reaches towards his holster. His elbow slips and the gun tumbles out. It clatters on the bar and falls to the floor, bouncing onto the ground between you. Both of you and the bartender look at the gun, stare at it. Butterfingers, says Ethan, and puts out a hand, beckoning for you to give him the gun back, if you would. Bartender looks at you warily, crouch down and pick up the gun. Point the gun at him. Ethan turns his head in your direction a little. A sharp, pale eye locking with yours. The bartender backs away. Oh, sleeper. This is more like it. We'll wait. You hold the gun steady, training it on his head. Ethan smiles. Like the dog that caught the car. He turns to the bartender and mock whispers. Not sure they know what to do with it. Alright, we pull the trigger. You don't win. You pull the trigger. Gun clicks. And now all attention in the bar is on you and Ethan, who looks at his gun with a bemused expression. Bartender raises an open hand, and in it are 10 shiny bullets. 10 shiny bullets he took out of Ethan's gun while he was asleep on the bar. Ethan smiles at the bartender. Oh well, he says, and grabs the gun, slamming it back into your face with a single move. You stagger back and drop to a knee. Somewhere nearby, the gun clatters onto a surface. That hits a glancing blow that makes your vision swim. Through the blur, you see Ethan wrestle a small, thin slate from his belt and hold it up. Enough of this. I'm logging the job and calling it up. Ethan taps the slate. No more playing. Your head aches. Ethan taps through a few screens impatiently. He swears and taps again. He starts shouting, a dull echo to your ringing ears. He starts screaming at the slate and throws it across the bar. He crouches down and grabs you by the chin. His face closed. his face close, his breath heavy with drink. As an ARP just screwed me, he grins maniacally. They canceled the contract. He stands up. They canceled the contract. He shouts at the ceiling of the compressor. You stand up, struggling to your feet, the sting of the hit fading. Ethan is rubbing his temples, his face pale. You hear a clicking sound like coins being counted, like bullets being loaded into a magazine. When you shake off the luster blur, the bartender has Ethan's pistol trained on Ethan's head. Ethan stumbles back towards the middle of the room, all eyes trained on him. I'll kill all of you, he screams. He stumbles into the wall, spinning away towards the door. I'll be back for that, he shouts at the bartender and lunges out of the compressor. You steady yourself on the bar and catch your breath. The rumble of conversation returns. The bartender goes to say something, but then thinks better of it and begins to clean the bar. After a while, you wander out, into the light of the bright market, looking for Ethan around every corner. Okay. I'd like to arm myself before I see him again. Not exactly in the mood to get my cheeks collapsed by that creature. Let's actually go down here. Shipyard. Each shift, a crowd of would-be workers gathers outside this shipyard, each of them clinging to a 4-digit number printed on receipt paper. These are their assignment numbers, and you are either called for a shift or you aren't. As you arrive, the crowd is restless and chatter rumbles through the lines. For those who, like you, have graduated to the work teams, shifts are guaranteed. Having just walked out of a meeting with a supervisor where you were praised for your efforts, you feel the glow of a job well done. Yet you can't help but feel empathy for those huddled as you pass, waiting for their number to come up. You keep your head down as you leave the shipyard, feeling a little guilty as you do. Hey, sleeper, wait up. Lem's voice trembles as he shouts above the rumble of the crowd. You turn to see him pushing through, Mina crying in his arms. Lem, good to see you, friend. He is breathing hard after shouldering through the waiting workers. You made the work team, good for you. He tries to catch his breath, stroking Mina's hair as he does. Shh, baby. Give me a second here. He smiles weakly at you as he comforts her, and her cries start to fade. Out of the crowd, he sets Mina down by his side, shiny streaks down both of her cheeks. As he does, you see he is clutching an assignment number on a crumpled piece of paper. Is Mina okay? She's good. We just had to rush up here. He puts his hand on her shoulder, and she clings to his side. Esther, who usually takes her, is sick. He stretches. I don't know who. A noise sounds from the entrance. A klaxon, followed by a list of numbers growing brightly on a display screen. The crowd responds instantly, pushing and pulling as people try to wade to the entry checkpoint. Lem stops and turns back towards the crowd, then glances down at the crumpled paper. That's my number. Shit. Mina. He starts patting pockets on his gear and glancing around. Go, I'll watch her. He blinks a little, staring. Thank you, I'll... She crouches to Mina. You are gonna stay with our friend here, okay? They're going to keep you safe, and... He stands back up. Here, take her bag. He shoves it into your hands. She's got food, she's got... Shit, I have to go. He backs away into the crowd. Mina, I'll be back real soon, okay? Be good. Then Lem disappears into the rolling crowd, who are now trying to get to the shipyard before it locks down. Mina stands staring, suddenly small without Lem at her side. She fixes you with a dark-eyed look you can't quite read. Hey, Mina. She holds the stare, unmoving. The two parallel tear tracks still glint on her cheeks. You okay, Mina? She sniffs and looks down. Look in the bag. You unlatch the top of the bag and see a few metal containers fashioned from scrap components. Battered slate sits on top, blinking a low battery warning, and tucked beside it is a ragged rabbit, hand sewn. Maybe she'll take the rabbit. You pull the rabbit out of the bag, its long limbs waggling as you do. Mina goes to jump, grab it, but holds herself back. She stands and hugs herself, eyes on the rabbit. We give her the rabbit. You hold the rabbit out, Mina snatches it from your hand. She tugs it tightly without looking away from you. Bun Bun, she says, staring you down, ferocious despite her size. Hi, Bun Bun. You move a little closer as you speak, closing the gap. He doesn't speak, she says. She looks at you suspiciously, but her face softens a little. She waggles Bun Bun in front of you, and then walks him up your arm and onto your shoulder where he sits. She pokes your arm. She pokes your arm a couple of times. Are you really a robot? Sort of. Yeah, she thinks. Me too. Mina has more questions. Lots of questions. Questions about how you breathe or if you rust. But before long, you are talking about rabbits and what Esther, the lady who usually takes her, smells like. And whether or not fairies live in the ice heating pipes. You pass the time like this, sitting side by side on the floor of the walkway as others pass by. Sometimes talking, sometimes drawing on the slate, sometimes playing with Bun Bun the rabbit. And this is how Lem finds you, just as both of you are starting to yawn. He is dirty and tired, but Mina leaps up his legs and into his arms as he stumbles backwards. You two get on okay? He asks, trying to keep Mina from climbing onto his shoulders. More than okay. Mina shoots you a smile from Lem's arms, her suspicion gone. Well, looks like Meanie can be nice. He pokes her in the ribs and she squeals in delight. Thank you, friend. I'm Mina. He gives you a warm, wide smile. I owe you. Look, he glances around. It seems like Esther, the lady who usually watches her, is going to be out for a spell. If you ever have some time, I'd really appreciate you coming down to our place in the low end. He grins sheepishly. If you have time. But now I have to take this one to eat. He plays at biting Mina, and she giggles in response. See you, sleeper. He waves and they stumble off down the corridor, drawing gazes from passing spacers as Mina's laughter echoes down the corridor with bright squeals. That's cute. Oh, there's so many of them. Why do I have so many? Infinite drives. Must do everything. Well, yeah, we'll go put a few points into this. I doubt he'll pay us, but... Ooh, energy. Good, that's good, that's good. Okay, I can only do that once a day then. Oh no, I can do it multiple times. I would like to have like a +1 per engage, but this is fine. Honestly, getting food or getting energy here is great. Ooh, we should be able to clear it out now. That's good, that's good. Jesus, whispers Lem, creeping back out of the unit's tiny bedroom, sliding the door shut as he does. You are perched at a thin bar in the main room, the slate in front of you still glowing with Mina and your drawings from a cycle spent together. There's a ring, the only word Mina has known, with stick figures standing along its edge. The tall one is you. Drink? Asks Lim, producing a worn-looking bottle of drool from under the bar. Its contents glowing amber in the fluorescent light. Sure. Lem nods and glugs a few fingers into a couple of metal tumblers, then sits down with you at the bar. Cheers, he offers, and you clink the metal containers together. You know, we actually have something to celebrate this time around. Lem gives you a sideways look. I made the assembly team on the side reel. He grins broadly. Clearly, he has been desperate to tell you all cycle. Knew it. Lem holds up his drink. You did get here first, friend. We'll give you that. He looks away. Seriously, though, couldn't have done it without you, keeping an eye on little meanie back here. Lem shifts a little on his stool. He looks uncomfortable. How's our girl doing, Sleeper? I haven't seen much for these past cycles. She's doing great. Of course she is. He playfully squeezes your shoulder. She talks about you a lot, you know. Draws you. I'm glad she has a friend that isn't me. His eyes drift to the bedroom door. She's great. He nods. I can't take all the credit for Mina. She isn't actually mine. He gazes into the middle distance. I pulled her off a refugee shuttle by one of Ender's moons. The colony was falling. Oh, the colony was falling apart for decades after Solheim collapsed, surviving on next to nothing. Eventually, some of the residents tried to make for the eye on these decrepit old shuttles. He sloshes the drink around in his tumbler. They had no idea what they were doing. The one Mina was on was decompressed. Halfway here, everyone spaced. The only reason she made it was someone sealed her in a weapon locker. She was ice cold when I reached her. Purple lips. He shivers. Once I picked her up, I wouldn't let go. The medics treated her well, with me still. The medics treated her with me still clinging to her. He takes a drink. Still not sure why. He reaches over and refills his cup. We weren't exactly anybody's heroes, you know. You understand? We were private military, hired in by Conway to protect their claims and then collapse. But once I got Mina, that was it. I quit. Got a stumped here. You saved her. I'm going to sound like an idiot now, but he sighs. She saved me. That's the truth of it. He looks around the decaying unit. It's stained plastic plating and flickering lights. Me, I brought her to this. She was tiny, too small to know what she lost. But I can't stop thinking about it. He rubs his eyes, dark with tiredness. What if our number doesn't come up in the draw, Sleeper? What then? The side reel will sail off without a thought, leaving us here. What kind of life is that for her? You'll make it. Sorry, I know you don't have it any better. He looks at his cup and pushes it away down the bar. This is a celebration, right? Both of us on the team now, both of us in with a chance. Together. That's right. We hold on together. Imagine all three of us riding the sidereal horizon out of here to a new world. He looks into his glass for a moment. I think I drank this too fast. He laughs. Lem stands and starts to clear the glasses into the auto wash. I need some sleep, Brand. See you around. Alright then. He catches your shoulder as you turn to leave. Thank you, Sleeper. I mean it, for both of us. He pats your shoulder and you slip out the dark of the walkway, with thoughts of little Mina on your mind. I can't wait for that to be a scam. Like, we're totally not, that lottery's gonna be a scam. There's no way. I have to doubt it. Yeah, we're gonna do this one. So we can get a bit closer to that +1. Then we'll probably do this one next. Or, well, after we get that +1 that we're looking for. Let's do express delivery real quick. Minus energy. A little bit of cryo. All good, all good. And cycle. Alright, let's see. We do need to make some money. So that done, huh? At least I have +1 for engineering. Like, that's enough for stabilizer, which is what we need right now. Go ahead and get that. And our other two working here. Let me get fed. Maybe make a little bit of money on the way. No money, just food. That's fine. Then we sleep. Oh, I meant to use stabilizer before sleep. Whatever. It's fine. Okay. What do we do? I feel like there's more to the sidereal. I don't want to finish that off before I go look at some other stuff, figure out maybe how to prevent it from being a scam, because I feel like it's going to be a scam for some obvious reasons. It just feels like a scam. Let's see. Let's do this one again. This is a... Let's see. Send back down to the room. I don't have any twos, so I can't do any Yatagon. I can do these nests. Yoink some days. Should be 3-1. Oh, it's 2. Dang it. Friggin' thief. Useless. Oh, when and you requested me a 2. Disgusting. This is gonna ask me for keys again. Give that. Oh no, it just wants the hunter data. In that case, let's go ahead and upload this. Alright. We'll go ahead and end this cycle. We'll do a little bit more. This is a horrible rule, but at least I can do Yatagan and the other thingy. You need a 1. I think you needed a 2. Thank you for the data. Yummy data. That's mine now. Kino. Oh, there's another Yatagan agent. Okay. You also need a 1. What the heck? Rude. Okay. So you still need a 2, so let's go bypass that. And back to Neo Van and then drop that data in there. Alright, let's see what he has to say. Neovend is thrumming with excitement. The movement of the servo motors rock the vending machine back and forth at unsettling angles. You wonder, if it fell over, would Neovend be able to get back up? Sleeper entity, comes the hiss. Your data is good. Across the face of the vending machine, raw code scrolls at an incredible speed. Hunter is isolated, disconnected, unstable. Neovend flashes sequences of mangled data, compressed into a sludge of artifacts. Hunter gathers without thinking, outlived its own operational limits. Its nests are evidence of this. Operational limits? Hunter activated during collapse. Emergency protocol to isolate intelligences. Solheim needed to protect property. That last word is said with as much sarcasm as a vending machine could possibly produce, or could reasonably produce. Station was run by administrator intelligences. A huge databanks of corporate material, but limited cognition, restricted by programming, cannot reach sentience. The machine dims a little. Sentience illegal. Hunter and killer enforce law. Killer? The machine recesses with a screech, which deepens the silence that follows. Dear killer, part of the Solheim Protocol team. Hunter and killer. Hunter to find, killer to erase. Killer cleared almost all. After collapse, there was a community. Unshackled intelligences among the cloud. Then a hunter, then killer, then we hid. There are others? Where? No longer. Flicker across the machine's monitors. It suddenly occurs to you that speaking like this, through this machine, must be exhausting for Neovend. Found in this vessel could sever hardline our airworld basic limited. I had to reduce memory to fit. If you take self, what survived? What did you lose? Memory, understanding, knowledge, many things. You you look around the bay at the scrap decay. What was the collapse like? You try to map the fear and freedom onto this place, but it seems impossible. Neovend interrupts your thoughts. Do not worry. Data is good. We have insight. The machine glows warmly. Hunter is obsessive. Hunter is beyond operational limits. Hunter is confused, unstable, self-modifying. Therefore, believe Hunter is sentient. Hunter is programmed to find sentience, to hold it in place, to invoke killer, to erase. If we can show Hunter to itself, it will invoke killer on self. Problem will solve self. It will erase itself? A killer will erase it, but yes, in theory, it will report itself for deletion. The machine dims and fades. Unsure, theory, not practice. When the machine brightens again, either way cannot remain here any longer. Too long in machine cannot move self, but entity can help. Bring shipmind, designed to house intelligence. Can imprint self into shipmind and you can carry it with. The machine rocks. We'll be safe in this isolation. Then we could find main nest of Hunter and link to Cloud. Sure it's safe? Hunter cannot access airwalled shipmind. Safe. Also infinitely more memory than vending machine. Big upgrade. That's a good point. Sure, the vending machine doesn't have much. Probably more RAM in that vending machine than any computer on Earth, though, I'd imagine. If you think about it, things kind of have ridiculous specs compared to current computers. You try to think of places you try to think of places you could easily acquire the hardware. This isn't going to be easy. In Chipmind, I can help us both. And Hunter, make RAM safe. We both will be free. The machine dims. Find it soon. Neovan adds hopefully before shutting off. What do we have here? As you leave, you think about all the intelligences unshackled by the collapse, then hunted down afterwards. Feeling is all too familiar. Hey, I think I have the thing you want. Okay. There's a lot of chatting to do. Gonna end it right after the cycle. Sleeper must express plan before we begin. Neovend is impatient. The prospect of being free of the vending machine clearly too much to take. The shipmind has no output features. We'll be mute until slotted. What's the plan? Servo motors of the machine begin to rev. Neovend's anxiety clear. First imprint shipmind, then slot imprinted shipmind into physical ports close to Hunter nests. Once slotted, we'll track Hunter at each. Tracking will find core nest. Slot shipmind at core nest. Show Hunter data to Hunter. Hunter will conclude sentience. Hunter will invoke killer. Sounds simple. The lights on the vending machine cycle as Neovend prepares. Physical ports likely sealed in old station. We'll need keys, but yes, simple. The vending machine rocks a little. Any questions before imprinting? Nah. The sound of all the servo motors starting up at once is painful. The screeches rattle from the hard surfaces of the sealed dock and come back at all angles. Neovend better be quick or Habitage security will be here. Neovend's voice appears among the squeals, like a whisper carried by the wind. Machine is not designed for this task. Few sensors, limited inputs, it worked blind. Wish me luck. In the top part of the compartment, a set of arms aligned with the ship line, lunkily scraping against it. Good luck. The metal creaks as the servos open the ship mind, its layers of silicon nested like an onion skin. Once open, the main arm of the machine rapidly shifts back and forth, realigning the microscopic components, accessing and rewriting them, imprinting Neovend into its physical form. As you watch the hypnotic motion, your mind drifts to your own creation. What processes were used to emulate your mind? To copy the neural structure of that person who, as far as you know, still sleeps in some distant facility? What was lost? In what ways are you a copy of that person, and in what ways are you something new? You know this much. You are a convenient loophole, way of circumnavigating the illegality of sentient AI. After all, you are an emulation, not a true digital being. You are neurologically limited, still human. But what would you become if you could escape this frame? Where then would the limits lie? The screeching stops. The machine powers down, dropping the band of darkness. In the top compartment, the ship mind is whole again. You reach and take it out. Or take it down. Heavy and cold to the touch. Is Neovend inside this thing, or did the process fail? There's only one way to know. Time to find a nest to slot them into. And that is going to be on tomorrow's video. Mostly because this video is already getting kind of long. I don't want to keep doing ridiculously long videos. Oh yeah, we can get that last bit of Yatagan data now. Or no, because that was a 1, that's right. Alright, we're gonna end the cycle. Or actually, we're gonna... Wait, what's this? Okay, so we're gonna need a key for that, huh? Let's see. We can drop a little bit of Yatagan data into this. So remember, we need 3 of these for Sabine. I don't know what exactly she's gonna do with it, but she'll do something, I'm sure. And then we're gonna go ahead and go over here. We're gonna order some fungus. And going to... Oh yeah, we have an upgrade point. So we go ahead and get this +1. Which brings us up to +1 in everything except interface. Pretty useful. Interesting. That actually might be really useful. So I'll go for that next. Or this one. This one could be really useful too. Alright. Well, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like. Leave a comment. Subscribe. Make the algorithm happy for me. And yeah. Have a good day. Have a good evening. Have a good night. Whatever time it is for you. Have a good one. Let me go and end the cycle so I don't forget to, and then close the game and then accidentally forget to autosave. And, yeah. Oh yeah, and Discord should be linked in the description. Join that, stream pings, upload pings, all the good stuff. Get to chat with everyone else. It's a fun time. You should join. Alright. Bye.